Eh bien, salut tout le monde, c'est Blood, on se retrouve donc pour une nouvelle découverte de Dead Synchronicity, Tomorrow Comes Today. Voilà, avec le nom ça fait rêver. Alors, qu'est-ce que c'est que ce jeu? C'est un point and click en fait, donc on verra bien comment... j'aimerais bien donc faire les point and click en découverte, tout ça, mais faut voir si je galère ou pas. Donc on verra bien sur celui-là ce que ça donne, et j'espère que ça ira. Alors le développeur c'est Fixiorama Studios, et l'éditeur c'est Dedelic Entertainment. Il est sorti le 10 avril 2015, et donc c'est un point and click aventure indépendant à 20 €. Donc voilà. Eh bien nous on ne va pas faire le didactique, on fait le didacticiel ou pas? Attendez. Didacticiel. Se déplacer, ramasser, examiner, afficher, masquer, inventaire, passer la cinématique. Ok. Donc espace c'est pour CD. Bon, et bien on est parti les loulous.
Do you think he'll recover?
I don't know. It's too soon to say. We should let him rest.
There are thousands of bodies piled in the streets.
He's been very feeble for weeks. He can't get up. He doesn't speak. Do you think we should call a doctor?
Call a doctor? Here?
You're right. Let's just hope he wakes up one of these days. Come on, my friend. Hang on. Don't give up.
Please, let me get to this.
Wake up, Michael. Come on, you have to wake up.
Who are you? Who's there?
Please, Michael, wake up. Wake up.
This silence. This darkness. Where am I? Damn it. I can't remember. Where are you? Where are you hiding?
Michael, please wake up. You have to wake up.
Michael? Is that my name? Please tell me where I am. I can't remember anything. What's happening? What is this place? Please, tell me.
Wake up, Michael. Please wake up. Wake up now.
Don't go! Please! Come back! Come back! This silence. This darkness. This emptiness.
C'est clair là, c'est tout noir là, c'est quoi ce bordel là? Ah, une lampe à huile.
Good morning. I hope you're feeling better.
But...
Now don't be alarmed. I'm glad you feel strong enough to get out of bed. That's wonderful news. I must say you're looking much better, considering what you've been through, of course.
Who are you?
Ah, yes, of course. Forgive my manners. You've been with us for so long that I forgot that you don't know who we are. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Rod Atkinson. I was the director of the Municipal Property Registry before, You know, before the world collapsed on us.
Pleased to meet you, Mr. Atkinson. But... can you tell me what I'm doing here?
Yes, of course. I think we owe you an explanation. A few days after the Great Wave, we found you lying in a ditch near the airport. You were badly injured and unconscious. We couldn't just leave you there. Someone had already stolen your luggage and identification. It was awful. So we decided to take care of you ourselves and brought you here. You've been with us ever since. By the way, I should tell you that when we found you, your clothes were ripped to shreds, so we threw them away. The clothes you're wearing now are mine. You'll find more things in that wardrobe. If you need anything, just help yourself.
Thank you, Mr. Atkinson. But... you said with us. Who else lives here?
Ah, yes, of course. I still haven't properly introduced my family to you. Now is a bad time, but I promise to make proper introductions later. My wife and I sleep in the other room, and, well, little Colin sleeps with us.
Colin?
Yes, Colin is our only child. Our one ray of hope since the catastrophe. I'm going to confess something to you. Colin is the only reason my wife and I still struggle to keep going in this new world. We would have given up a long time ago if it weren't for him.
Of course. I understand. So that was your wife's voice that woke me up a few minutes ago, right?
My wife? No, that's impossible. My wife has been with me in the other room the whole time. We haven't come out of there for hours. But I'm glad you're feeling better and are fully conscious now. I guess we could say you've been reborn. And although the circumstances aren't the best, simply being alive nowadays is practically a luxury. So, welcome to our home.
The Great Wave? What are you talking about?
Well, what would I be talking about? That damned, excuse my language, explosion that brought ruin to all of us. The origin of this filthy new world that now seems to be our permanent reality. You look a little confused, if you don't mind my saying so. Do you really not know what I'm talking about?
I don't know. I'm afraid not. Let me ask you. From what you've told me, I see that you've saved my life. I'm very grateful, Mr. Atkinson.
No, please. You don't have to thank us. We just did what we had to. It's our moral obligation to uphold the ethical principles of civilization in this new world. But call me Rod, please. And, well, we also did it for Colin, you see. What kind of future does he face if we accept that it's every man for himself, that no one cares about anyone else? It's a terrifying prospect, don't you think? We're just doing whatever we can to avoid that future, that's all.
Where am I? What is this place?
You are in what I venture to call our home, our humble, hopefully temporary home. This is one of the many trailers that make up the refugee camp, and believe me, we can consider ourselves lucky to live between these four walls. Most of the inhabitants of this hellhole, excuse my crude language, have nothing more than plastic tarps and cardboard for shelter.
Wait a second. Did you say refugee camp?
Yes, of course. The Facility for Temporary Accommodation of Disaster Victims is what they called it. You know, after the army declared martial law following the catastrophe. But do you really not remember? Do you really not remember anything about all this?
I feel a little weak and dizzy, Mr. Atkinson. Excuse me. I'm afraid I can't. I can't remember a thing.
I see. There have been many cases like yours in the camp. Try to rest and not to get too agitated. Well, there's one thing I can tell you. You can consider yourself fortunate. There's nothing nice to remember about recent times, believe me.
Rod! Rod!
Please excuse me, but I have to leave you now.
No, wait, please. What's happening? Don't go yet.
I'm sorry, I understand that you have a lot of questions to ask me, but now isn't the time. Believe me, I promise to answer each and every one of your questions in peace and quiet later. Sorry, but I have to go.
Rod, please, quickly!
Okay, all right.
Now that you're feeling better, you can go out and take a walk around the camp. But please, be very careful out there. The world you knew before is gone. Heed my warning, don't touch anything. Don't talk to anyone. And don't get mixed up in anything. At least until someone explains to you how things work in this new world the Great Wave left us. Everything has changed so much out there.
All right. Thanks for the advice.
Ah, one more thing before I go. You've been with us for quite a while now, and we don't even know what to call you. What is your name?
My name? Michael. My name is Michael.
Very pleased to meet you, Michael. We'll talk again later, I promise.
Michael. That's what that disembodied voice called me. That must be my name. Wake up, Michael. That's all she said. Leaving me in this immense void where I can't remember anything. Great wave? New world? Refugee camp? But what the devil could have happened out there? I think it might be a good idea to go out there and take a look.
Sûrement une bonne idée. Bon, on va fouiner un peu. Hein. Alors, qu'est-ce qu'il y a dans le four? Rien. Il y a de la vaisselle
A
sale.
pile of frying pans, plates, and dirty silverware waiting to be washed. Ugh, this place smells like a cheap, greasy spoon. With the glass in the door broken and that thick coating of grease lining it, I doubt anything's been baked in this oven for a long time.
Ah, donc si j'appuie là... Ah, donc on voit tout. Bon, c'est pas mal ça.
This oil lamp is the room's only source of light. The flickering of the flame makes the room look ghostly, like in a dream. More like in a nightmare. I'm not gonna snuff out this oil lamp. This place looks sinister enough with light.
Ok. Alors nous, on va
I can
regarder.
hear people whispering on the other side. It's the door Rod went through after hearing those moans. The same one he made sure to bolt shut.
C'est bizarre qu'il l'ait verrouillé quand même, c'est bizarre. Alors, la penderie.
The old closet Rod told me about. It's funny. With the glass and the door shattered, my reflection in the mirror is fragmented, like a photo ripped into little pieces and taped back together.
En tout cas, les graphismes sont très adultes, on va dire. C'est marrant.
Impossible. It's locked. I'm afraid my host forgot to unlock it before he left.
Ah, mais il fait chier. Mais c'est pas la penderie que je voulais ouvrir.
Impossible.
Ah oui.
It's locked. I'm afraid my host...
Excuse-moi. Alors,
This scrap of fabric has traces of blood, sweat, and other fluids I can't even identify. If this sheet was ever white, it must have been a long time ago. A very long time ago. A depressing sight. A damp mattress on a bed frame and dirty, rumpled sheets. This is the bed where I've been convalescing all this time.
est-ce que je peux faire quelque chose avec le drap?
Well, look at that. When I pulled back the sheet, part of it got torn on the spring sticking out of the bed frame. I hope Rod doesn't notice.
Qu'est-ce que c'est que ça?
The bed frame under the mattress is so battered that one of the springs is turned into a very sharp protruding object.
Ben, ça peut me servir, non? Apparemment, non. Ok. Alors, est-ce qu'on peut pas le prendre?
It's an unframed snapshot, stuck directly on the wall of the room. 2 adults and a child smiling at the camera in what looks like an enormous yard. One of them is Rod, my host.
Ok. Bon, eh bien, on va sortir. Ça m'a l'air bon.
Good God, what the hell happened here? Rod was right. I don't know what hit this place, but whatever it was, it struck into its very foundations, without any mercy whatsoever. What's happening now?
You better hide, dude. Don't you know that it's dangerous to show your face when the cleanup brigades come into the camp? You're new here, aren't you?
Yeah, you could put it that way.
Well, welcome to your new home. I'm Hank, but everyone calls me the Hunter.
I'm Michael. But what's going on up there?
Nothing, Mike, just routine. The cleanup brigades are taking away a sick person, a dissolved. You know how it is, just doing their job. Ironically, that house belongs to one of the camp moles. Those traitorous scumbags.
Brigades, dissolved, moles. I don't know what you're talking about. I can't remember anything.
Oh, I see, you're a blankhead. Well, you better get up to speed real quick if you want to survive here, Mike. Find me if you need help, dude. I can get you whatever you need. Doesn't matter where it is, how fast it runs, or where it tries to hide. That's why they call me the Hunter.
All right, I'll remember that.
Come back here! Don't take her away! Don't you know who I am? Come back here!
They shot that poor man in cold blood. But why did they do that? Hey, Hank?
Mhm.
I'm afraid he's gone.
Bah, va falloir le retrouver, je pense. Alors, on peut interagir avec quoi? Ce caravane.
The enormous trailer that serves as a home for Rod and his family. I find it hard to imagine this heavy old monstrosity ever traveled on the highway. It's the lot outside Rod's trailer. The ground is covered with trash, scrap metal, and broken glass. Something tells me it might not be a good idea to walk around here barefoot.
Bah, surtout qu'on est pieds nus là, nous.
This tangle of metal was a driver's door once upon a time.
On va essayer d'ouvrir la portière.
Time has left these hinges bent and rusted. There's no way I'm going to be able to break open this door with my bare hands.
Ok, on est quoi dans notre valise? On n'a rien. On n'a rien. On n'a rien du tout. On n'a rien. C'est génial.
The half-scrap remains of a sports car that looks like a collector's item. From the style, it must have been worth a pretty penny a long, long time ago. But now, I'm afraid it's just scrap metal.
Alors, j'essaie pas non plus d'aller trop loin parce que... Ah, il y a un
A
caddie.
supermarket shopping cart full of plastic bags, ready to burst. This individual who looks like a bum never takes his eyes off it. And the swarm of insects fluttering around the merchandise don't either.
Sinon, ça va gâcher tout le jeu. Alors, voyons voir ce qu'il y a dans ce caddie.
Hey, you! Don't even think of putting your paws on that shopping cart! Stay away from my stuff, or I swear I'll rip your guts out with my bare hands!
Okay, calm down. I won't touch anything.
Ben, il est pas content.
Someone improvised a bonfire inside that drum. Although the smoke starts to irritate the lungs pretty quickly, it seems like the only heating system the camp inhabitants have.
Ok.
He must be one of the inhabitants of the refugee camp. What the hell has he got in that shopping cart full of junk?
Je sais pas, mais on peut pas regarder sans qu'il
A bunch of
s'enflamme.
shacks, trying valiantly to stay standing in a sea of mud and trash. I can't imagine how it must be to live in one of them.
Alors.
Rod seems upset and worried. What's going on in there? That's Rod's wife. I heard her calling him from the other side of that door that just closed behind him. She looks worn out with those dark circles under her eyes. She looks like she hasn't slept in days. That must be little Colin, Rod's son. He looks unwell. Was that him I heard moaning in pain inside the trailer?
Mm-hmm.
From here, it looks like one of those metal boxes for Danish butter cookies. And judging from how worn it looks, I'd say that it's been reused over and over again.
Ok. Ça c'est...
It's hard to see clearly through all the grime on this glass. On the other side is the room where Rod and his family have locked themselves away.
Ouais. Alors nous, on va parler au clochard.
Ouch! Damn it! I managed to rip open the sole of my foot in a rusty nail.
Hey! It's not a good idea to walk around barefoot in this enormous trash heap. You won't get very far without shoes.
Yeah, thanks for the tip.
The tip is yours to keep. But if you come near my things, you're a dead man. Understood? Wait, I recognize you. Aren't you the guy Rod's been taking care of in his trailer all this time?
Yes, I am. Do you know Rod?
Of course I do. Everyone in the camp knows Rod. You owe him your life. don't doubt that for a second. Nowadays, no one in his right mind would do what he did for you, for a total stranger.
Yes, I'm very grateful to him. But tell me, can I ask you a few questions? I've been hearing about an enormous explosion, the Great Wave. What on earth are they talking about?
But what kind of question is that? Where have you been all this time? Sleeping in a cave?
Well, you could say that.
The Great Wave is the reason we're confined here like animals. The entire world went to hell in a handcart that day, and we went with it.
I've been able to see that with my own eyes. Can you tell me anything else?
Okay, I'll tell you what I know. The Great Wave hit us one Friday afternoon right out of the blue. I remember it perfectly because I'd just come out of an important meeting at that precise moment. I'd made a lot of money from a very fat contract. Yes, sirree, Bob. Very, very fat. First, we felt the ground quaking, as if a volcano was about to erupt right under our feet. I had to get out of my car and run. Then came the explosions. Glass broke. Buildings toppled. And then for weeks, the stench of corpses rotting in the streets. In just a few hours, that damn Great Wave sent us all, with our businesses, our money, and our convertibles, straight back to the Dark Ages.
The Dark Ages?
Of course! Are you surprised? In a matter of minutes, we were left with no electricity, no water, no communications. And after the initial chaos, the dissolved started to show up. And that horrible gash opened up in the sky. That stupid breach up there that no one in this hellhole has bothered to explain to us. The fact is that the remains of the old system only held up for a few weeks. And through the cracks, what you see around you started seeping in.
The new world, right?
Yes, indeed. You catch on fast. The new world was here to stay. Welcome to the future, son. Not exactly the way you pictured it, huh?
Confined? Do you mean we can't leave the refugee camp?
Refugee camp. I've always found that term amusing. It seems like things on the other side of the fence work a little better. But here, look around you. Does this look like a refugee camp? It's an army detention camp, and you're a prisoner. Once you come in here, you lose everything, even your name. To them, you're nothing more than a rat, just another camp rat. You'd never be able to get through the gate, especially if you don't know anyone or don't have any contacts on the outside. Doesn't matter who you might have been before the old world collapsed. Believe me, I speak from experience. If you're just a camp rat, I'm afraid the only way out of here is feet first. I don't know if you get my meaning.
Of course I do. Thanks for your encouraging words.
You can keep the words, but come near my things and you're a dead man.
This shooting. Could you explain to me what just happened here?
Explain what exactly? That show the cleanup brigades put on? Someone got too chatty and ratted out a sick person, that's all. There's usually a pact of silence in the camp. No one likes to see one of their own in those ambulances. But in this case, the dissolved was a relative of one of the camp moles. Ironic, isn't it?
But they shot a man.
Yes, so they did. So what? The price of human life has gotten a lot cheaper lately. That needn't surprise anyone these days.
Did you say dissolved?
Of course, the dissolved. But what the hell's wrong with you? Those people are a real plague. They're sick, and, so they say, highly contagious. Let me give you a piece of advice about them. If you see one, run the other way like he was the devil himself. Even if they don't give you that deadly disease or drive you crazy with their trances, the cleanup brigades will kill you for hiding one. You saw it with your own eyes. They don't even respect their own camp moles.
A camp mole? What is that exactly?
A spy. A stool pigeon. It's in the Army's interest to control the camp from inside. And so they pay some of the inhabitants to feed them information about what happens on this side of the fence. Who comes in, who goes out, who causes trouble. And, of course, who gets sick. They're scumbags, but very well-paid scumbags. And they have certain privileges that no one else in here has. Never trust a mole. They'll do anything to hang on to the favors the Army gives them in this hellhole.
Okay. I'll take your advice.
You're welcome. But stay away from the shopping cart or I'll rip your guts out. Got it?
Tell me about Rod Atkinson.
Well, I don't know him very well, but they say he's decent enough. Too decent for the times we're living in. Did you know that before coming here, he was someone important? I think he worked for the government, and he still has some good contacts on the outside. But they're not good enough to get that stupid do-gooder and his family out of here.
Stupid do-gooder?
Well, you know how it is. Rod is one of those good Samaritans who think they can save the world. He has helped a lot of people in the camp, but I think he's going to run into problems. I reckon that he's too weak for these times. I don't know how long he'll be able to survive.
You said he had a son. A pretty good reason to hang on, don't you think?
Yes, Colin. I haven't seen that kid running around here for some time. Do you know if he's all right?
I don't know. I still haven't seen him. His father told me about him.
Well, I'm glad he's not anywhere near me. That brat doesn't have anything better to do than to try to snoop in my shopping cart.
Well, I'll be going on my way. Good luck to you, pal.
Just be sure to stay away from my things.
Oui, on a compris. Pas s'approcher de ton caddie. Je m'en fous. J'arrête de voler ton caddie quand même.
No. With my foot in this condition, I wouldn't get very far. I think it would be better to go back inside the trailer and try to take care of this wound. It doesn't look too good.
J'avoue. Alors.
It's no use. It won't open. I heard Rod bolt it from inside.
Alors là, pendant on n'y a toujours pas accès. Alors.
A pile of frying pans, plates, and dirty silverware waiting to be washed. Ugh.
Alors attendez. Qu'est-ce qu'on peut faire? Parce que là on a un ressort. Ok, mais c'est pas ça qui va. La penderie elle est toujours fermée. Oui.
Impossible. It's locked. I'm afraid my host forgot to unlock it before.
Alors, comment on pourrait... Dans le foie, y'a rien, hein. Ah, si.
There's a very worn old notebook hidden under the lid. The cover is practically falling off the spiral binding. It looks like someone stashed it here some time ago, and then forgot about it.
Alors, du coup, un carnet et un couvercle de marmite. Il y a quoi dans le carnet? On peut lire le carnet?
It's an old accounting ledger that still has a few blank pages left in it. From what's written in here, it looks like someone was using it as a diary, before ripping out almost all its pages and leaving it inside the oven in the trailer.
Alors. Couvercle de marmite, je sais pas ce que je peux en faire. que je peux en faire? Ça m'étonnerait que je puisse en faire quelque chose avec ça.
Better not. The squeak of the protruding bed springs scraping against this metal lid would grate on my nerves. I don't see anything here that could be covered.
Faudrait que je couvre un truc.
The oil lamp is the only source of light in this part of the trailer. Better not fool with it.
C'est vrai. C'est vrai. Alors, à quoi ça
Use this
peut me
here?
servir?
How?
Mais je ne sais pas, moi. Justement, je cherche.
If I want to open up the closet, this isn't the way.
Je vois pas trop. C'est débile.
I don't see anything here that could be...
Voilà, on est d'accord.
I don't think I'd gain anything by using this here.
Et je me demande si je peux pas me servir de ça pour le mec dans la caravane. Dans le mec du caddie, pardon, autant pour moi. Alors attendez. What?
But what's happening? What is this? What the hell's going on here? Good God. I think I'm starting to lose my mind.
C'est quoi ça? C'est quoi? J'ai pas compris. Alors, ici.
I'm afraid there's already way too much trash inside that shopping.
Ah ouais, mais si on
I'd
a
better
ça.
hold on to it. I don't think anyone else would be interested in this old dented piece of metal.
Ok, moi je voulais faire du troc, mais apparemment on peut pas. Pour la
I don't see
portière,
anything
ça
here that
sert
could be
à rien.
covered.
Voilà, c'est pour couvrir un truc. Mais alors, faut couvrir ça, c'est débile. C'est débile. Et le carnet.
I doubt he needs this notebook. He's already got a shopping cart overflowing with junk.
Ouais.
I'm not gonna do it. Too many things around me have already gone up in smoke.
Ah,
The entire world has been reduced to ashes.
Le Fallait. Je doutais qu'on pouvait faire un truc. Ah, qu'est-ce que je pourrais faire? Parce que... Ah, il y a la fenêtre, mais je doute que ça soit un truc avec la fenêtre, quand même.
I suspect that Rod was the previous owner of this notebook. After ripping out almost all its pages, he left it inside the oven, so I doubt he cares about getting it back. I don't see anything here.
Ouais, bon, bah je ne sais pas. Je ne sais... merde, c'est ici. Alors... Ouais, ça commence bien, je suis déjà bloqué. Je suis déjà bloqué. Il faut que je m'occupe de mon pied, il a dit. Je veux bien, mais je m'en occupe comment, ouais. On est d'accord qu'il y a rien pour s'en occuper ici, hein.
The mattress still shows the imprint of my body. I must have been lying on it much longer than I thought.
Je peux pas
The
prendre
spring
ça
sticking out of the
ressort,
bed frame is...
Je peux pas prendre ça ressort. Eh bien, je ne sais pas. Que dois-je faire? Attends, on en a combien de temps? On est bientôt... Oh bah oui, on va s'arrêter là même. On va s'arrêter là. C'est pas parce que je ne sais pas quoi faire. Non, je voulais pas cliquer là. Oh!
It's no...
Oui, je sais. Donc nous, on va s'arrêter là. Bon, pourquoi pas, pour ne pas trop spoiler le jeu. Sinon, je pourrais continuer. Et je vous dis à la prochaine pour de nouvelles aventures. Bye bye!